And of course, I've gotta restart Twitch some. Are there that many people streaming that I don't get Twitch encoding? Alright, never mind. Guess without further ado, just be picking up where we left off. Left off yesterday.
Mind be purged, world be saved.
Alright, that. The web event. Which for the most part I can just do later. Okay, and now ignoring that for I just noticed something in the playback on YouTube. Saw a screen. Okay, how long of delay am I seeing on YouTube's end? Because I might have to just reduce bitrate to comply with what YouTube keeps telling me. And if that... just in switching scenes... I've got to wait for it to catch up to where YouTube is here, because right now I'm looking at YouTube. It's still on a screen where I've got just the menu open. Okay, let's just do some rapid fire. So that once it actually catches up to this point, you can maybe see if there's a greater issue that needs to be addressed. How long? There we go. Now I just gotta wait till where it gets to the point where I was switching back and forth. Just to see if that... Because I'm pretty sure I saw it like just instead of doing a smooth transition, going black screen for a second. Side note, I see right now there's one playback with an average watch time of 3 seconds. My guess is it was a bot. Okay, this should be where I get to doing the such significant delay. There's such significant delay. Okay, here's the rapid fire switching. I'm not seeing any black screening. Oh, that might have been why it black screened, because it actually black screens a little bit. At least in Genshin, it black screens. So that would be a very solid explanation for why the screen would go black. All right. Couple more Beidou's endings to reach.
My pole arm doesn't distinguish friend from foe, and there is clearly a limit to the red ropes.
But I'm just gonna go ahead with Yin Jins right now. So potentially I can just get those all in one VOD. I wonder, can you just... Crux. You can just teleport to the Crux now. Well, that would have been nice to know. All right. Now we're going.
Shit. Can't you send someone any sooner? The clock is ticking, and I need this resolved ASAP.
I'm sorry, but we don't have any adventurers available at this instant. Your timing is most optimal. Allow me to introduce Yuning, manager of the Yunhan Opera Troupe. She has commissioned the guild to...
Traveler? Ugh, Yunjin is always talking about you. Please, you've got to help us find her.
Oh. Well then.
Yep, she's gone and disappeared. Now of all times, just days away from the big performance. All she left was a short note.
To whoever finds this letter, after some discussion with the Divine Maiden play, about the Divine Maiden play, with my friends, I find that there is still much to learn indeed. I have gone to Lingju Pass in hopes of gaining some inspiration. I'll return within the day, so do not worry. Let me guess! She hasn't returned within the day, like she said.
If our audience doesn't get to see Yunjin on stage, they'll start tearing the place down. I mean, what am I supposed to do, huh?
She literally said she would come back.
That's what I said too, but...
Look, when you're a megastar like Yunjin, you gotta start taking things a little more seriously. Saying she'll be back doesn't give me a whole lot of reassurance when she's showing no regard for her own safety.
Okay, you clearly don't know her well. She may be an opera performer, but her skills with the spear are real. She can handle herself.
Why does she have to go and practice somewhere so dangerous? What if something happens to her? What am I going to tell the audience?
Worst case scenario, she still has a vision. Pretty sure her life is not at risk here.
Well then, what if she gets into a scrape and hurts herself? If she gets so much as a scratch, it'll be a loss to the whole nation.
As you can see, this is what we're up against. Would you be willing to accept this commission?
For Yunjin.
Oh, wonderful. Ugh, thank the stars. Please, you've got to bring her back, safe and sound.
Nope. DMC. Nope, we're not singing that. We're not singing that. How has DMCA affected YouTube? I remember this place now. This was one of my artifact stops. Also some crystals down in that cave.
More speed. Time to scout.
Oh look! Random treasure hoarders. This is likely where we need to go.
What you got?
Illusion shattered!
You're open.
But she's Yunjin. I guess I'm taking this fight.
There is no escape. Shut up.
I didn't even survive to where I could use the hold version. Alright.
Oh. It's you. I do apologize. I didn't see you there.
You must have been very deep in thought.
What brings you all the way up here? Oddly enough, I was just thinking of scheduling a meeting with you later. I didn't expect to run into you here, of all places.
Your manager sent me.
Ah, I see. So Yunning sent you. I did tell her not to worry.
Yeah, I don't... After a brief interaction with her, I don't think that's nearly enough.
But on this occasion, it seems I'm rather lucky you came. You've helped me avert a major catastrophe. It's a pity, though. I was so close to achieving the state of mind that Shenhe was talking about.
What state of
Do
mind?
you remember what Shenhe said about the divine damsel fighting against the evil monster? That in reality, she hadn't acted as courageously as the operatic rendition would have you believe. That it was simply a matter of life and death, and she chose self-preservation.
Huh.
Granted, she later admitted that she preferred the version of events given in the opera, with its portrayal of a divine heroine sacrificing herself for others. But after giving it a lot of consideration, I think that this character is defined by her emotional complexity, and even uncertainty. So the more emotions I can experience for myself, the wider range I will have to draw on in my performance.
She's talking about emotional complexity, but the red ropes suppress Shenhe's emotions. Although I guess at the time she didn't have the ropes.
If access to a different state of mind can help me provide a fresh interpretation of the character and her actions, well, surely it will take my acting skills to the next level. That's why I came here. My plan was to take it slowly, start by just dipping my toe in, as it were. But once I started, I just got completely drawn in. I feel like I was so close to a breakthrough here.
This is much too dangerous. Probably a branch.
You've
with this one.
defeated an ancient god before. How am I supposed to experience genuine danger if you're here with me? I suppose I had better return to Liyue Harbor for now. I'll only end up putting you in an awkward position otherwise. Goodness knows how you'd explain this to Yunning.
Very
I
true.
wonder whether I have gained anything useful from this trip. I suppose only time will tell.
Right. I see Yunjin had been busy up until we arrived. Okay, given that she's trying to draw inspiration from Shenhe. For inspiration to play Shenhe.
Can you put a few more adventurers on the case or something? The clock's still ticking away.
Still on about that.
Please have faith in him. Ah, they've returned. Yunning, we're back.
Yoonjin, are you okay? Are you hurt? Do you need to go to Boo Boo Pharmacy?
No, I'm fine. You don't need to worry. When it's time to go on stage, I'll be there.
Look, I get it. You like to go out exploring. That's fine. But do you really have to go off thrill-seeking this close to the show? You have to take better care of yourself, okay? For all our sakes. For the opera troupe and for your audience. We're just lucky we had the Traveler to help out. What if something had happened to you, huh? What would I say to our audience,
Well, I would say the best way to make it up to our audience is to give them the best performance we can. Don't you agree? While I'm off stage, as long as there is something, anything I can do to improve my acting ability, even the slightest amount, I can't pass up the opportunity.
You know, Ugh, I don't know what to say anymore. Traveler, please, you tell her.
No, I'm with her.
So, what's your honest opinion?
I like this one
I'm
better. We're
glad
going
you
with this
agree.
first.
Right. Then let's get preparing.
Hey, Traveler, get over here.
No, I don't like you.
You've only just managed to bring Yoonjin back. Now you're taking her straight back out again? What's the big idea? The next show is just days away. Please, if not for me, then for the sake of the opera troupe, I'm begging you, help me convince her that at the end of the day, she's gotta fall in line. Well, okay, maybe that's asking the impossible, but at least try and keep her distracted. Please, just keep her occupied until the next show. No more thrill-seeking.
Are we going thrill seeking?
What are you two talking about? If it doesn't involve me, I think I'm going to...
You know what? It does involve you, actually. The Traveler was saying, that... come on, help me stall her.
Oh? Well, what do you need from me?
Huh.
You want to become an actor?
And we've already got our start.
You do? Oh, yes, of course he does. He was just telling me that he's interested in exploring
really?
his dramatic side and, would like you to give him some coaching.
But if I sit there, usually I get the right pronouns in place.
Right, good. Well, let's not beat around the bush. Traveler, your master awaits.
Hold on. I don't know if I'm really ready to take on students yet.
Ah, but by teaching, you learn yourself. That's a better way to word this.
Please, this is the day you've dreamed of, isn't it? You certainly talk about it enough. And look, now he's here, ready and willing.
Okay, I get it. You can stop now. Whew. I am delighted that you wish to study the performing arts from me. But the issue is, before you could become my apprentice, I'd have to get approval from the founders, do an initiation ceremony. There just isn't time for all that right now. So, for now, I'll just teach you a few basics. Informally, one friend to another, there's no need to call me master.
What teacher?
What? Don't you think that's a bit old-fashioned? Let's work on that later. Until we settle on an appropriate title, just call me by my name. Let's meet tomorrow morning on the bridge by the sea at Feiyun Slope. I'll do my best to prepare a good first lesson for you.
Whew, what a relief.
See, Feiyun Slope. Which one's Feyun's Slope? Is that Feyun's Slope? Is that Feyun's Slope?
The assumption that every person has somewhere to call home is naive. I got used to living in the mountains alongside the birds and beasts a long time ago.
Good. You're right on time. Punctuality is an essential quality if you want to make it big in the acting world. Without it, you won't be able to keep on top of all the work you need to do each day.
Where should we
Well,
start?
First, I'd like you to answer me one question. How many pigeons flew from the bridge when you were passing through?
Are there really that many pigeons on the bridge? I wasn't paying attention, so it's the power of the internet. Got events. Engine. Path not looking for. Wait a minute.
Huh? Yes, that's right. I'm amazed. Are you this good at everything? Anyway, the point of this question was to test your powers of observation. Eyes are the medium for the transfer of emotion. You must train your eyes to be bright, active, and strong. Watching the birds fly, hover around, and come into land will not only exercise your eyesight, but also cultivate attentiveness. Indeed, my own daily training routine starts right here. I watch the pigeons to train my eyes, and I sing to the tide to train my voice.
So next I need to train my
All
voice.
in good time. Grasping all the techniques involved in opera singing and posture is not an overnight process. Let's start from the very beginning, with some general theories to help you better understand the concept of performance. Of course, I am in written correspondence with performers from many nations in Teyvat, which has rather broadened my perspective on this topic. For example, let's start with something simple. How would you perform yourself? Try to relive the events of that day when you were battling against an ancient god and fighting off the Fatui. What can you see? What did you feel? Now, I want you to look out at the ocean in front of you and recall the raging waves and the atmosphere of peril from that day. Take a deep breath. Now, gradually, embrace the scene, immerse yourself in it, and let all the emotions back in.
Moderator fighting alongside trusted companions. Rage, trying to fend off a Tui. Let's go with this one.
Good. So that's how you felt. Next, I'd like you to focus on the goal you wanted to achieve at that time. Good, yes. Use that. Okay, good. Now, all of this overwhelming emotion is welling up inside of you, and I want you to let it all out. All at once. Go!
Fa la la. Haha. Let's sing Christmas carols. Fa la 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 la.
Wrong. This is all wrong. There's no emotion, no soul. Granted, the character you are trying to portray is your own self, but your performance didn't do the scene justice at all. I couldn't hear you fighting for your life while gargantuan waves were crashing all around you. What I heard was the sound of someone doing vocal exercises by the beach on a calm day.
If I may, we are by the beach and it is a calm day.
Here's the thing. When you're acting, it's not only about getting into character, you also have to recreate the scene in your mind as vividly as you can. Now, I appreciate that you did actually experience this particular scene for yourself, but maybe conjuring up specific details of your surroundings at the time is a little too advanced for novices.
What's life in that situation?
You're right. If we were looking for an environment to help evoke the emotions you felt at the time, I suppose we could try again. A little farther afield, at Guyun Stone Forest.
No,
Oh?
we're going.
Too far away? Don't worry, I was just thinking aloud. Besides, even at Guyun Stone Forest, we'd still have trouble recreating the state of the sea that day. Let's try something else. Come with me to the suburbs just north of Liyue Harbor. If you've got no objections, let's head off.
Yeah, incremental. a little further and just a little further. Okay. If she asked me about the pigeons, I didn't have time to even notice they were there. But they react before I spawn in.
The battle you fought on the Jade Chamber was a very strange set of circumstances, even for someone like you. It's quite normal that you can't get into character just like that. I know it's hard to recreate every facet of the experience in your mind, but what you could try is to replace the foes you faced in that scenario with ones you are much more familiar with.
I mean, we could just go find some Fatui to beat up.
I'll give you an example. Let's say you're performing a scene where your character experiences the grief and pain of a death, but you yourself have never experienced this kind of tragic loss before.
Thus far, the traveler has not experienced this. At least not in the events of the story. We still don't know much about Lumine and Aether before they came to Teyvat.
Well, you can replace
no.
death with another, more familiar scenario that evokes a similar sense of grief and pain for you.
No, we
Such
have
as,
experienced death. Tepe.
You bust a gut trying to find a treasure chest, only to finally reach it and find it filled with cabbages and radishes.
Benny.
Ah, now you're catching on. Action scenes work the same way. Perhaps the experience of facing an ancient god is a challenge to recreate. But if you're replaying the kind of actions you perform every day, you just need to let go, and your subconscious will guide you through. Come, show me how you normally fight. You can start with monsters nearby. They're coming. Just do what you normally do in this situation. Think you can bully me?
There is no escape.
Beg for mercy. More speed.
You picked a bad time to roll into me.
Oh, that was wonderful. Such deft and fluid movements. Just like a real adventurer.
I am a real
Let's
adventurer.
perform the scene again now, while the battle is still fresh in your mind. Look at those red-clad scarecrows. But I want you to see them instead as those Fatui who brandish the sacrificial knives.
You can't swim.
Now, let us reenact the battle on the Jade Chamber. It's okay if you can't recall the events clearly. You can just replace them with the movements you are most familiar with. And... attack!
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong ballistas. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
Crush!
Pretty sure I used cleave back then.
I can't fault your movements in terms of technique, but Fatui are larger than most monsters. I don't think it was a conscious decision, but you were aiming a little too low, and you also didn't strike with enough force. Overall, it was just lacking that sense of being in the heat of the battle. Veteran practitioners of this acting method are able to adjust and embellish their real-life experience enough so that it makes an adequate substitute for the scene they are trying to portray. But adjusting deep-rooted habits to adapt them for the stage, that's no easy task. Still, this was only your first time trying this method, and all things considered, I think you've done quite well. But judging from your movements, I think this next method might suit you a little better. Choreograph every aspect of your onstage performance in advance. Every movement, every facial expression, even your emotions, and rehearse it thoroughly. You can reference existing characters from opera or imitate similar people from your own life. In short, you want to pin down every detail of the character you want to portray in your mind, and then work through them methodically and find ways to bring them out. Well, in your case, what you need to do is imitate your past self. Think of yourself not as you, but as somebody outside this world controlling your every move.
Alright, Yunjin. You're knocking on the fourth wall here.
It's complicated to explain, but once you give it a try, I think you'll get the hang of it.
Okay, Traveler, just pretend you're sitting at a computer screen. Okay, this might be hard to explain because I don't think Traveler's ever seen a computer.
Okay, how about we start by setting a simple scenario. The Fatui in red want to attack the Guizhong Ballista, and the heavyweight guards in blue want to try and stop you.
So I'm guessing she's talking about the cryo gunners. They're the more annoying ones. The hydro gunners just sit back and heal their teammates. Annoyingly.
What you want to do is evade all the blues and go straight for the reds.
No, I'm pretty sure I want to kill the blues first. Whether they're hydro or cryo, I want to kill them first.
Yes, I think that sums it up. There's an open area to the north. I'll set up a stage for you. When you've finished rehearsing everything in your mind, come and find me. More speed. Well, have you finished rehearsing? No need to rush. Take your time. I shall guide you with my voice. was a little better. You managed to bring out more of that fearless hero quality that time. My hard work coaching you has finally paid off. This method might not sound as sophisticated and exciting as the first two, but it's the most popular choice for teaching beginners. Rigorous rehearsal and vocal training is at the core of this school of thought. It even works on those whose performance lacks emotional depth at first. As long as you practice diligently, with time, you will achieve mastery one way or another. Either your finely honed skills become a good substitute for innate talent, or the process of honing your skills cultivates genuine talent within you. People say that when you truly master the art of singing, even the birds and beasts will be drawn to your song. I know. I guess I still have a long road ahead of me when it comes to developing as a performer.
One thing since this... That's interesting. Why on earth didn't you start with this one?
Well, because even if I had, you wouldn't have put your heart into it. It's been written on your face this whole time. Just try and keep her occupied until the next show.
Ha. That's not obvious.
Don't forget that acting is my bread and butter. Did you really think I wouldn't be able to see through it? Still, this is a rare opportunity, and I hope you have at least learned something from it about the beauty of the performing arts. The operatic tradition carries countless historical memories within it. As long as the art is kept alive, the voices and faces of bygone heroes can be recreated on the stage for generation after generation. I hope that your voice and your face will make their mark on Liyue opera too.
Voice and face?
Yes. As well as coaching you today, I have also been closely observing every move you make. Do you remember the basics of the final method?
116 characters.
Don't you think there's a striking similarity between you, who stood up for Liyue and fought off a god of old, and the divine damsel in the play? With you as a reference in mind, I'm sure I can finally make a breakthrough in creating my own adaptation of this character.
Wow. She big brained this. She big brained this. So, So what was your first
Because
method?
as far as I'm concerned, the immersion method, drawing on life experiences, and imitating others are all valuable acting methods. Even if my every movement is rehearsed to perfection, I can't move the audience without conveying emotion. And even if I fully master the character's emotions, a little choreography will help make the performance more polished and appealing. Whatever the method is, as long as it offers something that can improve my performance, I will always give it a try. Thank you for trying them out as well. It means a lot to me. And congratulations on making it to the end of your first acting class.
What's the graduation ceremony?
Graduation ceremony? I'm afraid that's still a long way in the future. For now, I hope to incorporate part of you into my performance of the Divine Damsel. But one day, I hope to write an opera all about you. When that day comes, I hope you will be able to join me on stage and give me some constructive criticism. It'll take a lot of hard work to reach the point where you're ready to go on stage. But I'll be here to keep you on track every step of the way. Here we go again. So old-fashioned. Then again, I suppose I will have to give you a lot of instruction along the way. And if I won't let you call me master, teacher, or coach, I've got to think of something you can call me. Ah, I've got it. You can call me mentor. What do you think?
Train a little harder today. But someday you might perform on the same stage. Yeah, I'll save wishing till a bit later. Okay, that only has the one ending.
Can you put a few more adventures?
Please have faith in him.
Yunning. No.
Look, you have to take back. We're just lucky we have.
Well, while I'm off stage,
You know, you.
so what's
I think this is how to branch.
Exactly. Just think of all the people coming from far and wide just to show you their support.
why do you make it sound like they are coming to see me and not the show?
Well, same difference, isn't it?
Not quite.
I don't think so. They seem quite different to me. Well, either way, you're quite right. I mustn't let down our audience, especially those who came from afar. And I certainly mustn't make you come out looking for me again. So I suppose I will put my training exercises on hold for a while.
Whew. I'm glad to know that the brightest star in my troop is finally gonna start listening to reason. I'm gonna head back and see how the set is coming along. Don't go disappearing on me again.
All right, I'll head back and do some rehearsing. It's no substitute for first-hand experience, but it should still help me iron out a few issues.
So much safer.
Speaking of which, I haven't even thanked you properly for saving me. If you are free after the show, come and find me at Hayu Tea House.
Knights and aristocrats share the same cultural heritage, but the knights had enough sense to do away with all the superfluous detail.
Okay. I'm gonna go fight the mechanical array.
I'll protect us.
Transfiguration!
Think you can bully me?
Take flight! Unleash! Whirling snow!
Transfiguration!
Think you can bully me? Let the show begin. Hi. Hi.
Manifest!
Embrace the ice.
Unleash!
I'll protect us.
Take flight!
Good. On track to only need one more. I hope I can find the majority of the branches after this are after having to do that.
Liyue opera is really something, but Liyue opera performed by Miss Yun, now that's something else. Thrilling performance. I've never seen anything like it before in my life. Your reputation is well deserved.
Well, I've had the pleasure of seeing the talented Miss Yun on stage many a time in the past, but the songs still sound fresh and new every single time. It's been barely a few days since I last saw you perform. But once again, Yun Jin, you've progressed by leaps and bounds.
Oh, you're far too kind, both of you. I'm still new to the profession, but I promised myself when I joined the troupe that I would strive to develop myself as a performer every day. And I wouldn't be where I am now without everyone's faithful support.
Nonsense, you're too humble, Miss Yun. You're a major celebrity who in Liyue hasn't heard the name Yun Jin.
Well, it did take me a while to hear said name. Unless I just wasn't paying attention.
In the circles I move in, anyone who says they've never seen Yun Jin on stage is at risk of getting laughed out of business.
Sounds petty.
As it happens, I have a business meeting at the Xinyu kiosk with a client who is also a big fan of yours. So, I was wondering if you'd perhaps like to join us for the meal.
Oh, me too. I've booked a table at the Lioli Pavilion and was hoping you might join me.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry to both of you, but I won't be able to make it. I'm very grateful for the invitations, but I'm afraid I already have arrangements for this evening. Isn't that right, Traveler?
Sorry I'm a little late.
Okay, you have plans, but you're really gonna pass this up? I mean, you could always reschedule.
Excuse me, do you know who I am?
Wait a second, you're...
Exactly.
Well, I guess it's not going to work out today, then. Maybe another day, Miss Yoon.
Huh. They took off pretty quick. Do they know something I don't?
Yes. Yes, they do.
I guess I'll be leaving too. Wouldn't want to cramp your style.
Take care, both of you. Sorry that I can't see you off. Whew. Thanks for coming to my rescue. Again. Look at you. You're a national treasure. Even Gentry Moutsai is in awe of you. I feel a little sorry for Xinyu Kiosk and Liuli Pavilion. I just hope the food won't go to waste.
I was afraid this would be the branch, because I don't want to have to do the stupid waiting thing again.
I don't think we'd be able to get a seat this late. But it's fine. I have a better place we can go.
Monmin?
Let's head downstairs. I owe you a big thank you tonight.
Okay, not the branch. Good. Speaking of stairs, I have no time to search for stairs.
Miss Yoon? Oh, wow, it's really you! I have just a few questions, if you don't mind.
Hey, get back here. Oh, ditzy girl, you don't have a clue what you're doing.
Are you a journalist? If you'd like to arrange an interview, you'll have to liaise with my manager.
Sorry, Miss Yun. Don't mind her. She's just new and still learning the ropes. We'll leave you
Miss Yoon, I'm interested to know why you added a silk dance to the scene where the divine damsel makes her appearance.
You noticed that?
Yes, based on the original script, that scene would see your character perform the Adeptus Walk. But the addition of the silk dance meant that the whole way you carried yourself was so much more
Animated.
Yes, but delicate and graceful, like a crane.
Oh, sorry. Which publication are you from? How come I haven't met you before?
Oh, well...
we're from the Steambird. I am Bo Yi, the editor-in-chief. And this young lady is Shuryun, one of my journalists. We were based in Fontaine. Just recently we made the move back to Liyue.
Oh, I see. You're from the Steambird. Then it's no wonder. Your journalist has clearly done her research.
That's very kind of you, but really, my level of knowledge is very basic compared to yours.
Hey, Miss Yoon is throwing you a bone here. Make the most of it, okay? Talk to her! Talk to her!
Actually, I'm afraid there's somewhere I need to be. And I'd really need to clear this interview with my manager.
Make the most of it. May as well talk to him. Okay. I think this is the branch. It's harder to tell with this. Yeah, play it safe for now.
Yes, you're right. I'm very sorry, but I'm afraid the troop is pretty strict about the rules for this kind of thing, so we'll have to do this one by the book. Please liaise with my manager, and we can do this interview another day. The Steambird is a highly reputable publication, so I'm sure my manager won't give you a hard time. Once the interview is arranged, I'll be very happy to answer any and all questions you have.
But... fair enough. Sorry if we're being intrusive. Please forgive us. We'll leave you in peace. Hey, come on, quit dawdling.
Yes, I'm coming. Bye, Miss Yun.
Hey, wait. That's the wrong way if you wanted to talk to my manager.
And they're gone.
Oh well, never mind. I have a friend who works for a paper. I'll ask them later. For now, though, the top priority is making good on our plans. Now that I think about it, I've turned down 3 social engagements tonight. Come with me. Our plan is the only one remaining, so let's make the most of it.
Every time I see Miss perform, it reminds me of her.
Why are you telling me to go that way when it's clearly faster to go this way?
I can smell the fragrance of food in the air. Yes, Cherhu Rock is definitely the place to go after a performance.
Another branch? This is definitely a branch.
Oh? You're a fan of Chef Mao's cooking too? Wanmin Restaurant's blackback perch stew is hot, spicy, and fresh. But it's not kind on the throat, so unfortunately I can't eat much of it.
That's unfortunate.
Also, it's a bit cramped in there. I prefer open-air restaurants. Hey, have you been to Chen the Sharp's place before? His grilled tigerfish is the best around. Third Round Knockout and Wanmin Restaurant are both great restaurants. But when it comes to barbecue, this is the place to go. Enjoying some nice food and drink, sitting by the hot coals in the cool breeze? Let's go.
Isn't this the guy who gave me that one 3-star sword?
Tigerfish! Grilled tigerfish, hot off the grill! Oh, hey there. Is this a Miss Yoon which I see before me? It's been a while. What'll it be? The usual?
Yes, please. I'm out with my friend today. Let's start with a plate of stir-fried meat and a handful of skewers. And of course, some grilled tigerfish. 2, please. One with just a hint of chili. And the other one,
I'm going with extra
Got
chili.
it. Your grilled tigerfish will be ready soon. Do you want any drinks with that? Yeah, I don't advertise it though, because it's just something I'm experimenting around with for fun. Miss Yun likes a drink with her barbecue, so I ended up getting her to try them out for me. So, would you two like some tea, or?
Anything new?
Well, I managed to scrounge some milk from Dongsheng next door. A merchant from Mondstadt told me a while back that there's this popular drink doing the rounds there called milk tea. I tried my hand at making it too, but the response has been kind of lukewarm. Still way off being ready to add to my menu.
Tea with milk? Sorry, milk tea? It might not be the best thing for my throat, but if I'm just having a little taste, I mean, I think it should be fine. Oh, but what about you? Anything you want to drink?
Milk tea, because that's kind of something I've started drinking myself. Although I'm not sure how milk tea is supposed to be prepared. Like, do you just add milk to tea? Because I've just been steeping the tea in milk. Which may make it more of tea milk.
Okay, let's get yours in first. And then, I'll have one of each if that's all right. I'd like to try them all.
Okie dokie. And here's your tigerfish, fresh off the grill.
Come on, let's enjoy it while it's still hot. Piping hot barbecue and a nice cool drink is the best sensation. That was great. Shame about these drinks, though. I only had a little sip of each one, so there's a lot left over. Well, I mean, I could just drink them, but they're a little bland for me. Nothing that special. I guess he must have toned down the flavors to make them palatable for a wider range of customers. We could just add some flavor back in? In fact, do you know the Hot Pot game?
Oh, Hot Pot.
Let's play the Hot Pot game with the leftover drinks.
Oh boy.
I'll add some extra ingredients based on my tastes, then you try to guess what I added. Sound good? Don't worry. After mixing in the new ingredients, I'll also drink half, so I won't add any weird stuff.
Oh, where's the fun in that? Are you sure this is how the Hot Pot game is
We don't
played?
need to worry about every last detail. Come on, I'll go grab some ingredients from the shop next door. Once you've psyched yourself up, come and join me. Okay, get ready. Oh, and no peeking. It's ready. Let me try it first. Pretty good. Your turn.
Jin seems to react okay. Do I savor it or knock it back? Let's savor the flavor. Nothing at first, but then a tidal wave of umami with a C. With C. With a C. There was something solid floating in the drink. It tasted great and refreshing. Complex flavors of a rich soup hit the back of your throat. How did you drink this with a straight face?
Huh? Oh, just regular facial expression control. Besides, it's nothing that unusual. I think it tastes okay, doesn't it?
More of a soup than a drink. I'm going with this one.
So did you work out what ingredients I added?
Okay, so the last one is definitely salt. Okay, tofu appears twice. Crab roe appears twice. So let's go with this.
You guessed them all correctly. You seem to have a well-developed palate. We can try some more combinations next time. I wonder what kind of new flavors I could create with some more traditional teas, like pine nectar or snow blossom. I can't wait to try it out. I'm getting excited just thinking about it.
I never thought this is what you would be like off stage. The real you and the characters you play are nothing alike.
Huh. Well, people do often say that getting deep into a character is about identifying the part of you that is similar to them, and bringing that into the performance. So in that sense, I can't say it's incorrect to conflate an actor and the characters they play on some level. But there are many more sides of me than the few you see on stage. So ultimately, yes, I am not the same person on stage as I am off stage. Sometimes, when I get letters from people, I can tell from the way they write that they see me as someone cold and aloof. I can write back, but I have to be very careful about what I say. Likewise, when I get invited along to banquets and so on, I have to make sure to keep myself calm and composed the whole night.
Your off-stage personalities.
You think so? So you prefer the way I am on stage too? It's fair enough. After all, every detail of my onstage presence, from the songs to the costumes and makeup, is carefully crafted for maximum appeal. And I've worked hard to try and cultivate an image that appeals to everyone, regardless of age or gender. But if I can't lighten up and joke around, even with my closest friends when I'm off stage, that's a real bummer. Never mind. Talking about this is just going to kill the mood. Tonight was about me showing my gratitude to you. So, did you have a good time? Is there anything else you want? Like something to remember the evening by? A souvenir, perhaps? Okay. Here you go.
I had one prepared already.
Well, people ask me for autographs all the time. Usually what they want is a signed picture of me on stage. Apparently that makes it more valuable. Yunning suggested that I keep a bunch of them on hand at all times to make things easier.
Ah, yes! That one is a picture from the Divine Damsel of Devastation. I have one just like it on my wall at home.
Hey, are you guys talking about Miss Yoon's autograph photos? I have one in the store too.
So everyone
Well,
has one.
what do you think? Is this souvenir valuable enough for you?
Welcome to Second Life.
Okay.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
I don't like that memory. But this should be one word. Like the branch is like right at the end. Yes. Haha.
We can try some more combinations. I wonder what kind of new flavors I can't wait to try it out. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Huh. Well, people do often say that getting deep into a character, so in that sense, but there are many more sides of me than the few you see. Sometimes, when I get letters from, I can write back, but
Okay.
I bought you one drink, okay? That's not a license for you to start saying weird stuff like that. Well, never mind. You seemed like you were being sincere. I'll let it go. All I was trying to say is that everyone has many different sides to their personality. And if you get fixated on just one of those, there's so much you'll never discover about a person. I mean, if we hadn't had the chance to hang out and chat like this tonight, there are things about you I might never have gotten to see. Like the mighty and distinguished traveler, diligently reviewing my hot pot drinks. Me? Serious? On stage, I guess. But off stage, just think of me as another one of your friends. Just one who happens to have a flair for the dramatic. So, friend, what shall we do next? Something to remember today by?
Let's get a photo.
You mean capture this happy moment for posterity so we can look back on it later? Sounds good. Let's have the food stall in the background. Now how should I pose? It looks good. I hope whenever you look at this photo in the future, it will remind you of the good time we had today. Hold on. How is one photo going to be enough? We'll both need one if we want something to remember each other by.
Alright,
You take
have
this
fun.
one, and I'll take another photo of you. But could you find another location for us? I'm thinking somewhere around Feiyun Slope with a good view. I'll join you in a moment. I have something to prepare here first. Sorry to keep you waiting so long. The view here is great. The lights, the buildings, it's the ideal spot. I can see you chose it carefully. Yes, this angle is perfect. Okay, strike a pose and close your eyes.
Close my eyes. For a photo.
Yes, please. Quickly now.
Oh no. Oh no.
Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes.
Thanks, lady. Here's a shell lantern for you.
She was getting a camera stand. Much better ending. Oh, good. Uh-oh.
Miss, you...
Hey!
Are you...
Sorry, Miss Young.
Miss Yoon.
You...
Yes.
animated?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I...
Ah, yeah. We were based in Font.
Oh,
Okay,
I see.
so
Then it's
now
no wonder-
we get the
Actually... But what about our plans?
take a rain check. I just did the hero store
Really?
too.
Okay, sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Yoon.
Great. Thank you both kindly. Let's find a quiet place and get this interview underway.
Oh, I see. So that's why you added the silk dance in this scene.
Yes, exactly. Doing it this way not only allows for more physicality in my movement, it also means I can make better use of the stage and transition into the scene more quickly.
Ah, okay. So there was even more to it than I thought. So, wouldn't it make sense to contrast this with the Dongtong Appassionado section that comes directly afterward by making the latter a little more sophisticated?
I think I know which section you're talking about.
Ah, sorry. What am I saying? This is a fixed formula, isn't it? My suggestion would completely break the format.
No, it's okay. It's an interesting idea for sure. I'll give it some thought. Thanks for the suggestion.
Really? Wow, I'm so honored.
This conversation is way beyond me.
Shuryun, maybe it's time to move on to some of the things our readers would like to know about,
Oh, okay. I was also going to ask for your opinion on the set and the costumes.
Yes, well, I'm sure Miss Yun has countless pearls of wisdom she could share on her chosen craft. But, not all of our readers are quite so, artistically literate, shall we say. A lot of them really just want to know more about you. You know, what does Yunjin do when she is off stage?
Excuse me? When I'm off stage?
You know, you're a major celebrity, and a lot of our readers are interested to know what life is like for you. What kind of place you live in, what kind of things you eat, clothes you wear, things you buy. That whole side of things. A day in the life.
Besides rehearsing, a day in my life isn't really any more interesting than anyone else's.
Nonsense. Of course it is. Just think how many people were at your show earlier. They come from all over just to show their support. In fact, a relative of mine has a daughter who's been saying she wants to broaden her horizons recently. She's been looking for a chance to give you a jade hairpin as a gift.
I don't follow the logic.
Oh. It's against the rules of the opera troupe to accept private gifts from patrons. Could someone out there be accepting gifts for the troupe under false pretenses? I must get Yunning to look into it.
I mean, it wasn't a big deal. Just something she said. Forget I brought it up. So, I saw Gentry Moutsai and the Snezhnayan gentleman come down from upstairs. Are they patrons of your shows, too? So, what are your thoughts on Snezhnaya and the Fatui?
Okay, this is definitely going into territory where she should stop talking to you. Goodbye.
I'm sorry. This is my first interview, and my notes are becoming a total mess. I might need a moment to pause and reorganize them a little. Otherwise, I'll never be able to work all this into an article. Mr. Boyi, maybe you should take a look too.
Don't be ridiculous! Stopping an interview halfway through to organize your notes? What are you talking about? Hey, all right. Miss Yun, we'll just be a moment.
Oh.
Are you sure you want to
I'm
continue?
fine. It's not the first time I've been asked questions like these. The last time it happened, Yunning stopped the interview for me. But the next day, the tabloids were full of articles like "Dramatic Exit, Yunjin storms out of interview," and "Miss La-di-da opera star is too good for our questions." Yeah. So from then on, Yunning said all interview requests have to go through her. I used to think I could hold the troupe together just by putting on a good performance. But now, I have to make sure I concentrate on my actions off stage too.
A lot of the audience on the way over. Okay, this is...
Oh,
do this?
you mean Fanarya and that crowd. I cherish them as members of my audience too. But there aren't many people like them who can appreciate all the nuance in a single viewing. How did Shuryun end up working with an editor like that guy? Something feels wrong there. Ugh. They could be back at any moment, so I should stay here for now. But could you go look into it for me? If you find out anything, come straight back here and let me know.
Every time I see Miss Yoon perform, it reminds me of her.
How can you be so cruel to Miss Yoon?
Keep your voice down. Whatever you got to say, it can wait until we're out of earshot. We'll both be in hot water if Yunjin finds out.
What's wrong with you? Why can't you get it into your head? Quit asking dull questions and start thinking about how to win over our readers. Do I make myself clear?
Here's a shell lantern for you.
Okay.
Did you find anything out? I see. Well, don't worry. It's okay. It's just a bit of a shame that I didn't get to talk with Shuryun for longer. She genuinely understands opera and has a passion for it. That's not something you can act. If I had the chance to talk with her more in depth, it could well provide me with some fresh inspiration.
Yoonjin. Did you agree to another interview without notifying me?
Looks like they're coming back.
These tabloid types are total scumbags, all of them. Who knows what innocent detail he might end up turning into the next big scandal. Sure, nothing might have come of it today, but who knows where it'll go tomorrow. Short of catching them all in their lair in one fell swoop, who knows when this is going to end?
I'm sorry. I was careless on this occasion.
Well, wallowing isn't gonna solve anything. Come on, go tell everyone in the troupe to be extra cautious during this time. Gee, oh Lord, bless us. Spare us any more offstage drama.
You do tell the cleverest jokes.
Okay. This one's gonna be a pain in the butt because I've got to get through a stupid stealth section to get the right branch.
Just... how can you be so cruel to...
Keep your voice.
What's wrong with you? Why can't you get it into your head? Quit asking dull questions and start thinking about how to win over our readers. Do I make myself clear? I don't think you realize what a golden opportunity you have here. How many journalists would give...
Oh, come on! This is so stupid. It's like no cover.
Just
Keep your voice. What's wrong with you? Why can't you get it into your head? Quit asking dull questions and start thinking about how to win over our readers. Do I make myself clear? I don't think you realize what a golden opportunity you have here. How many journalists would give anything they had to trade places with you right now? Huh? Ever think about that?
you just don't get it. Miss Yun has put her heart and soul into.
Enough! Stop yelling in public! Or do you want Miss Yun to hear about all the lies you're spreading about her?
What?
Me? You're the one making everything up.
Ah, well, you sure seemed pretty happy chatting to her, so don't act like you ain't a part of this. And don't forget the contract you signed. Come. We'll continue our little chat over there. You need to listen and learn, young lady.
I...
Are you ready to stop whining now? Do you have any idea how rare an opportunity like this is for a small-time paper like ours? Just think of the sales if we can get an exclusive. We'd have enough to cover your salary for 2 lifetimes.
But what about us pretending to be from the Steam Bird? Aren't you worried she'll find out?
You really think she still would have talked to you if I hadn't told that little white lie? Besides, what have you got to be afraid of? As long as we make it sound like an eyewitness account, how will she be able to refute it? Heck, if she actually presses the issue, I'll probably have to thank her for keeping it current for me.
This is horrible. I will not let you treat Miss Yun like this.
I don't know who she thinks she is anyway. Oh, I sang a couple of shows, so now I'm a national superstar. Give me a break. No one wants to read about your sopranos or your falsettos. We give the readers what they want. That's how this business works. Case in point, that blonde guy seemed to be getting along pretty well with Yunjin. There's definitely a story there, even if there isn't.
Ugh, that's enough. I'm reporting you to the Millilith.
Report me? What for? Libel? Identity theft? Good luck with that. I haven't written anything. Where's your proof? You better tread carefully, Missy. First, you neglect your own duties, and now you're trying to get in the way of mine? You signed the contract. You know full well the consequences. If you sabotage this interview, I will make sure you lose everything you have. I will ruin you. You understand?
Oh, I think she'll just join an opera troupe.
Why? Oh, why did I sign that contract?
I need to check with...
Well, think very carefully about what you're going to do. This is a rare opportunity. Now, I need to think how to phrase these interview questions.
You. Hey, wait!
Did you find anything out?
Well,
I see. I knew there was something fishy about that editor-in-chief. But this is a bigger plot twist than I expected.
should I report him to the miller?
Not yet. All he's done so far is ask a few questions. There's nothing in print yet. The Millilith wouldn't be able to do anything even if we got them involved. Besides, if we rush to report him now, it's only going to give him more material to write about.
Can't be the first time you've done this.
You're right. But tabloids like theirs never have permanent offices and printing presses. The moment they hear anything, they'll disappear without a trace. You've got no chance of catching them.
I have a sneaking suspicion I know some shady pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceutical companies do the same thing.
I'm actually more concerned about another detail you told me. Would you be willing to do me another favor? I want to send a letter to that journalist. Great, thank you. The editor should be here soon, so I'll stay here to deal with him. I'll have to rely on you to deliver the letter. If everything goes well, we should be able to get some breathing room for a while.
You can tell the cleverest jokes.
Join the Adventurers Guild.
I've had it with you. Do you think contracts are just bits of paper? If we weren't on a tight deadline, you'd better believe I'd fire you right here on the spot. You will stay here and reflect on your actions. You know what to do. Sorry, but I'm not babysitting you anymore today.
Hello, Devson. Welcome to Pallet Town. My name is Lexbraig. People call me the Splatoon Professor. Normally I would be streaming Splatoon private battles at this time, but I need to get a replacement fan for my Switch, and that won't come in until tomorrow. 7. I did not. As I was saying, normally I would be playing Splatoon. And normally I would only be playing Genshin on Wednesdays, but I don't want to push my Switch too hard until I get the new fan, get everything replaced. So, here we are playing some Genshin. Yeah, not interested. That's something people have to learn to be okay with. Not everybody is going to share every interest with them. Where the world goes, if you slightly disagree with someone, you have to be enemies. And it's like, where did this idea come from? Why? It makes no sense. I already have a common interest in Genshin. Should be enough.
Oh, what am I going to do?
Straight on the face.
You're the one who was with Miss Yun earlier.
And Jin wrote this letter for you.
Really? Miss Yun wrote me a letter? I'll read it right away.
I wouldn't say rejection. It's just, well, I'm not interested in... I like to keep my pool of games relatively small. you know, focus on things. Thank you.
Wow. Really? I can't believe this. Miss Yun says that under Liyue law, any penalty charge I have to pay may not substantially exceed the amount of my salary.
What's behind? Let's see. Got starting down there, a few Zoids, a couple amiibos, and the first 2 generations of Pokemon games. My second Game Boy because I lost the first one on an airplane. It's hard to tell that one because of the glare, but we've got Diamond, Platinum, Pearl. More amiibos, Pokemon stuff, more amiibos, a Blastoise, Lego knockoff, more Zoids. Stuff from some figures from Firefly, Diva, Kirby, Luma, Barry the Platypus! Huh, now that I have the lab coat, that voice is pretty fitting. Beware, Metabee, Lightsaber.
You can't have a labor contract that would completely bankrupt the employee in the event of a breach. It's not legally binding. So not only can he not get any money off of me, I can take this contract to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and blow the whistle on him.
Nice. So underrated. I don't see how he's underrated. He seems to be well liked enough.
I didn't think about any of this when I was job hunting. I just signed the contract without a second thought. I always thought Miss Yun was all about opera. Who would have thought she was such a legal expert, too?
This is quite the solution she came up with.
If only I hadn't gone out of my way to get Miss Yun's attention in the first place, none of this would have happened. I didn't expect it to end up with Miss Yun helping fix my life problems.
You lead me to their base of operations. Ooh.
Well, Mr. Boyi says I'm still on probation, so he won't tell me where their work location is.
Aww.
Plus, I give all my draft articles straight to him, so I don't have anything in the way of evidence.
Maybe he's planning to fire you once your probation period ends. Probably.
I wouldn't put it past him. But the letter says that my statement and the contract are enough to get the Millilith looking into it. If Miss Yun says so, I'm sure she must be right. Let's go confront him right now.
Okay, I think I've covered this topic pretty thoroughly now. Unless you had any more questions?
Whoa, what can I say, Miss Yun? You have so many wonderful qualities. Let's not quit while the ball's rolling, huh? Otherwise, I'll think of something I didn't ask later, and by then, it'll be too late. So, hey, where's that, friend of yours who was here earlier? You guys seemed, pretty close. Not intentionally avoiding the interview, surely.
All
You're
right,
finally
here.
back. This poor gentleman's been waiting for you.
You're with Shiryun? Hey, what's going on here? Hey, Shiryun, don't forget the contract you signed.
Funny. Contract's just what we came to
The
discuss.
traveler clued me in. This contract you made me sign, it isn't worth the paper it's written on.
Isn't worth the paper it's written on? Don't be ridiculous. It's all there, clear as day. Don't you think I did my research?
Research? Oh, so you're a news editor. But you also have an interest in law?
Yeah, she's new, and she's making a fool of herself. She doesn't get how this all works. My apologies. Now, back to our interview?
No, it's okay. In fact, I found myself delving into some legal texts recently. It's all so intricate and complicated that it's very difficult to take it all in. The contracts of our opera troupe are a case in point. I'd finally finished reading through the relevant documentation from the Yuehai Pavilion when suddenly the Qixing announced a new interpretation.
Oh?
So I'm just curious. How can you be completely sure that you didn't miss anything when you were researching this?
I'm pretty sure I read everything relevant.
Under current legislation, the penalty terms in my labor contract are unreasonable and exploitative. I could report you to the Millilith for extortion.
Nonsense! That's ridiculous!
My goodness. Sir, it seems that we should probably bring this interview to a close here.
Don't listen to her. I run a legitimate business. Everything we do is above board.
Oh, I have no doubt about that at all, sir. But this reminds me of a case I read about not long ago. Once you get reported and the Millilith starts scrutinizing your business, well, not only do they look into every license you have and every work you've ever published, but everything down to your fire safety policy will come under their magnifying glass as well. So if you don't get back now and start preparing for their arrival, well, I mean, I don't mind continuing the interview at all. But I'd hate to take up too much of your precious time if there's any aspect of your business you want to double-check from a legal standpoint.
You? I won't forget this!
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Leaves in a panic.
Miss Yun, why did you stop me?
We're going to let him go. Destroy all the evidence the moment he gets back.
And the contract I have is enough to get him arrested, isn't it?
I'm not a legal expert. I haven't the faintest idea.
Acting. She just acted it all.
All that was just an act, aimed at getting him to show us the way.
An act? Show us the way to what? Yunjin, the Millilith are after him. Based on his movements, it looks like Boyi is heading back to his headquarters. I really hope they teach these tabloids a lesson they won't forget. It'd sure make my life a lot easier.
Ah, I see what's going on.
Yes, I had Yunning report to the Millilith while you were delivering the letter for me. The penalty terms in Shiryun's contract are too severe. Even if they don't violate the law, I'm sure he must be taking advantage of some loopholes. Anyone who works like that is sure to have a guilty conscience. So all I had to do was put on a little show, starring the editor-in-chief of the Steambird. And now, he is sure to lead us to the solid evidence.
I can't believe you even kept us in the dark.
Well, acting has to be authentic to be believable.
Their little publication will go out of business in no time. Good riddance, I say. I hope this gets the other tabloids to rein in their antics too. Hey, here's a thought. Maybe we could get him to rat on some of his rival publications. Ah, I only just realized what this means. I'm going to be out of a job, aren't I?
Nope, you're joining the troop.
Well, would you still be interested in submitting an article to the Steambird? But the real one this time?
Well, yes, of course. But would they really accept an article from me?
Yunning, when can we arrange the next interview for?
Oh, so now you're asking me. 2 days from now, morning. Work for you?
Okay. Shuryun, let's continue our discussion about tonight's play 2 days from now.
Does this mean I get to do a full feature interview with you? Okay, I think I know what I want to write about. Thank you, Miss Yun.
I mean, why journalism? She
Don't
clearly has an
mention it.
interest in
I'm
opera.
sure it will be a source of inspiration for both of us.
Oh, that was it. Well, alright then. Guess we go back to Beidou's. Hour should be enough. Issue is, I'm not quite sure which of these is an actual branch and which one's just loops back in. Because I could very easily see spear training just loops back into the test. So let's just go from here. Actually, if it does, I could just start immediately from there, or alright, let's join Spear. Again.
Chief Mate Juza's breaking in the newcomers, but I think we can spare you the tedium of that. After this, the new crew members will be arranged into 2 teams for more specialized training. One team will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe navigation. That's why we call them the Shield of the Crux. That's right. As one might expect, we call the other team also they're responsible for So, what do you think?
Let's go with Spear.
You truly are an adventurer at heart. Let's start with the fundamentals for any armed crew member. Basic boat handling. Follow me.
Okay, follow me. Never mind, this is the branch. Haha!
These are some older skirmish boats that we keep on the Alcor as backup.
Oh, Wave Riders.
Although they've been made redundant by newer models now, they're still fully kitted out. They're perfect for when we need to do simulated battles as part of crew training.
Thought I'd be steering the Alcor in a battle simulation.
Disappointed? So this isn't quite on the scale that you had in mind, huh? To be honest, the Alcor going into battle is the last thing I'd ever want to see. In fact, out of all the confrontations we've ever had, almost all were resolved by negotiation. Only when negotiations fail do we consider deploying our armed fighters and skirmish boats, and they alone are enough to handle most situations. The only reason the Alcor would ever need to open fire would be if it were a fight to the death. The Alcor serves only 2 purposes: to deter or to destroy. We are an armed fleet with a strong sense of justice, not war-hungry lunatics. We're very careful about determining when to use force and exactly what level of force to use. All of this to say that mastering a small attack craft is quite enough for new crew members. Do you have any experience piloting small armed vessels?
Sure do. I can even sail and fire at the same time. Can even navigate a ship. Yeah, we try to avoid the whirlpool.
You mean you can do the jobs of a helmsman and a gunner simultaneously? Wow, that's quite an achievement. Even in the Crux, there are few who can do that. Seems like you're a natural. In that case, I'll skip the basics on how to operate your craft. The goal of this exercise is simple. Steer your skirmish boat along the prescribed route and return here within the time limit. You can start when you're ready. I'll be waiting here so I can observe your skills.
How did they get hilichurls?
Nicely done. That was a joy to watch. Perfect timing on the turns, you kept your craft stable on the straightaway. It was like watching a well-rehearsed show.
Call that pretty routine.
All right. It's high time I introduced you to some of the more serious business that the Crux takes on. Come with me. We're going to Liyue Harbor.
What was that sound effect?
You may be aware that as an armed fleet, the Crux is kind of like the maritime equivalent of a guard for hire. We work as an armed carrier, earning our keep by successfully delivering the goods entrusted to us from A to B. Aside from that, though, there is also one other important way we make income.
Remuneration for completing Adventure Guild commissions. Bounties, capturing pirates.
Actually, it's trading in certain kinds of goods.
Ah, more a grubber.
Hey, my hotshot accountant. Nice of you to join us.
Cut it out, boss. Juza sent me here with a message. He says preparations are now underway. If you give me the all clear, I'll head straight over.
Okay. Be careful.
What's your bookkeeper doing
Well,
here?
she has something to take care of. Mora Grubber was right, though. The other important side to our business, the less official side, is doing exactly what merchants do. Importing here, exporting there. The only difference between us and regular merchants is that our transactions aren't entirely above board. You'll see what I mean by that shortly. I'm taking you to see one such transaction for yourself. Come on, let's go meet our trading partner for the day.
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Catch it while you can!
What do you have?
Hello there! Here at Nay's Professional Fishmongers, we've got everything you could ask for. So what do you need?
I want a bass head with all the teeth removed. If there's a single tooth in there, I don't want it.
Huh? You know bass have pharyngeal teeth, right? In the throat? How do you expect me to get all those out?
This sounds like code.
Then I'll have a bass trunk with 2 swim bladders. Again, if it's short by 1 swim bladder, it's not the bass I want.
You're not making this easy for me. 1 bass means 1 swim bladder. Afraid that's not up to me.
Okay, then I'll take a bass tail with scales that are yellow on the outside, black on the inside. Also, it's gotta have a total of 81 scales. That's 7 times 7, no more, no less.
This code is getting ridiculous.
What kind of fish scales are yellow outside and black inside? You sure this is a fish you're talking about? In any case, you can try all you want, but 7 times 7 is never gonna get you 81.
9 times 9 will.
Pardon my asking, but you're not a fish expert, are you? I'm sorry, ma'am, but, I'm afraid I don't have any of the things you're looking for.
Didn't you say you have anything we could ask for?
Look, I'm a professional. So are most of the people I serve. I can accommodate anything they ask for. Seems you two are amateurs. So I'm sorry, but you'll have to go someplace else.
Anywhere you'd recommend?
Like I said, Nay's Professional Fishmongers is for professionals. For amateurs, the place to go to would be Wise Amateur Fishmongers.
I bet you're wondering why that guy was saying he didn't have what we wanted. That was just the first step in the transaction, to confirm our identity. The real deal will come later.
Okay. What is with your movements?
Why'd they have to give me that transfer?
A copy of each invoice is sent to the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Fresh seafood! Fresh seafood! Come take a look!
Is this Wise Amateur Fishmongers?
That's the one. We have all kinds of amateur stuff here. The more amateur, the more of it we got. What would you like?
We'd like a bass head.
No problem. Ours are all toothless, mind you.
And a bass trunk.
Oh, no problem. I'll stick an extra swim bladder in there for you. On the house.
And a tail.
Sure thing.
I'll paint the scales yellow on the outside and black on the inside, so you can tell at a glance, this ain't no ordinary fishtail.
Scales out to 81 or 7 times 7?
If it's 7 times 7 you want, I can do you 81, 138, or even 648. It's up to you.
Great. I like your style. We have a deal.
I appreciate your patronage. Please, take your order to our warehouse manager over there. A real amateur if I've ever met one. Proud to have you as a customer. No, we don't have the fish here. All fish sold at Wise Amateur Fishmongers are still swimming in the sea. Once we get the order in from the customer, we go fish it out for them. The warehouse handles that side of things. Pay first, then we bring you the goods. That way you get the freshest catch.
Are you two here to collect your order, huh, Beidou?
Yes, sir. We're here about that bass.
I didn't expect you to come in person, but we still need to follow procedure. The bass you want is not a standard specimen. Our fishermen need to wait for the right moment to catch it. You know the rules, I take it?
Of course.
What are the rules? Wait a minute. Okay, as far as Twitch is concerned, I don't stir VODs over there, so I don't have to worry about DMCA on Twitch, but I still don't know about YouTube's side, so play it safe.
Oh, well, as you know, timing and location are everything when it comes to fishing. You have to wait till all the conditions are just right. That means the tide, the moon, and the wind. So, let me ask you this. When will the tide come in?
The fishing song will sound out at midnight.
How drunk will the moon be before the party's over?
It won't stop while the Star of Death shines.
Oh, lovely.
I see, yes. Which way will the sea breeze be blowing?
The breeze should be bound for Guyan.
All right, then. Well received. I'll go and make arrangements.
Great. I think that wraps up everything we needed to do in Liyue Harbor. Let's head back and wait for the delivery. The three people we just met are our business partners. Nay's professional fishmongers and Y's amateur fishmongers are just cover names. The bass, obviously, is the code name for the goods. The numbers of teeth, swim bladders, and scales all represent different specifications. Meanwhile, the conversation I had with the warehouse keeper was the instructions for the deal itself. Let me translate it for you. Tonight at midnight, the deal will take place in Guyan Stone Forest. The Alcor will wait there as long as needed. As for what the actual goods are, well, you'll see tonight.
So also mysterious.
What if I were to say yes? What would you do then? Thank you. But don't worry, everything will be fine. I deeply value you as a friend, but ultimately, you're not with the Crux. I definitely don't want to cause you any trouble just because you hung out with me. So rest assured, we haven't broken any laws. At least not today.
Goody. Yeah, I'm just gonna go finish all of this then.
And away I go! Cha! Ha! 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 Cha! Ha!
I accidentally clicked the wrong button.
Cha! Ha! 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 Cha! Let's dance!
My will embodied!
Whirling snow!
Make my escape. Ha! Ha!
Yep, they're pretty much the same broken ballista.
Captain Beidou, you gave me quite the surprise when you showed up in person earlier today.
Well, my friend is visiting, so I wanted to show him how the Crux handles some of its important business.
I see. You two must be close.
You got that right. Now, down to business. Have you brought the goods?
Yep, all here. Please, feel free to take stock.
Stop. Nobody move.
Millilith.
We have received certain information pertaining to a potential illegal business transaction at this location. Apologies, Captain Beidou, but I'm going to need to inspect those goods.
Oh? An illegal business transaction, you say? Well, all the goods are here. If you have any suspicions, please inspect them at your leisure.
Captain, everything's been checked. It's just a bunch of potatoes, flour, and so on. And all the paperwork checks out too.
Huh? Everything's been checked thrice over. There's not a single contraband item here. The paperwork was approved by the Ministry of Civil Affairs and the tax declarations are all in order.
Looks like you've managed to clear everything up. I suppose we can put this down as a simple misunderstanding.
Yes, apologies. This was a mistake on our end. Come on, let's go.
Bravo, Captain Beidou. This was rather ingenious.
All the mystery over some potatoes and flour.
Seems like your friend still has a little catching up to do.
I know you have a lot of questions. Come on, take a walk with me and I'll lay it all out for you.
Well, I'll leave you both to it. Captain Beidou, I look forward to doing business with you again. Take care.
You probably thought that there was some sort of nefarious business going on behind all the secrecy today. The truth is, that was exactly what I wanted the Ministry of Civil Affairs to believe. What you might not know is that I, as the leader of the Crux Fleet, and you, the great hero of Liyue Harbor, have both been on the Ministry of Civil Affairs watch list for a long time. In other words, whenever you or I crop up in Liyue Harbor, it almost always draws their attention. Not that there's any animosity behind it, mind you. In their words, it's a security precaution to prevent people like us from causing unnecessary trouble. Oh, I have no qualms about that. They're just doing their job, keeping the land safe. But how does that saying go again? Ah, yes. Sometimes the closer you are to something, the less you can see. Did you figure it out yet? That's right. Mora Grubber, the accountant. With you, me, and a few sacks of potatoes and flour serving as a front, the deal she's overseeing on her end should go off without a hitch. After all, the Ministry of Civil Affairs sent the Millilith to us. Looking at the time, it should be any second now. Look, that's the signal.
Subtle.
Tonight's real deal is officially done. Do you have any more questions?
I have a feeling Ningguang is not so easy to fool.
Never underestimate her. But as long as we don't take things too far, she won't look into it too closely. She knows that neither you nor I would do anything to harm Liyue. In any case, there's another higher-level watch list at the Ministry of Civil Affairs above the one we're on. It's top secret. Even I don't know whose names are on it. But I do know that the individuals and organizations on that list are the ones the Qixing are really wary of. I've gotten off topic. On some level, Ningguang and I are actually business partners too. Reason being, I'm the only one who can get her some of the more obscure treasures she wants.
What is the real deal?
Complicated. All you need to know is that what might be easily attainable for some people can often be a lifesaver for others who can't get their hands on it. That's where we come in. It's as simple as that.
Do you mean medicine?
You still have some important things to take care of, don't you? As long as you don't know what I was referring to, you'll be safe. So I'm sorry, but I can't tell you for now. Of course, if the day comes when you've traveled to every corner of the world, found your sibling, and neatly tied up all your loose ends along the way, you're welcome to come back here and I'll tell you all about it. You'll always be welcome in the Crux fleet. I hope I get to see you on board again someday.
Okay, one more ending. 30 minutes to go. And this one should take a little bit more.
So after we dropped you off in Rito, we found a shipwreck nearby. We searched the wreck. At first, I thought, but after a closer look, I realized it wasn't a map of the sea at all. No. As for its exact look, I'd say I've explored Liyue pretty. So I thought of you. Nobody can beat you when it comes to treasure hunting on land, right? Is that right? Well then, here's the map. See what you can make of it. So, where do you think it is?
It's definitely Wily Plains, but there's a branch for Chinksa Village.
Chinksa Village? I don't see the resemblance at all. How'd you come to that conclusion? Oh, okay then. I'm definitely a rookie at this. But your word's good enough for me. Time for a trip to Chinksa. You're coming with me, of course. I'll need you to help me zero in on the specific location once we're there.
Ah, Beidou! Wow, and the traveler! My goodness, what's the occasion? Just here to visit us old folks once again? It hasn't been all that long since we last had a visit from the Crux. But I'm glad you picked today. You're just the people I need. These two young rascals. They've been arguing with each other non-stop about some petty nonsense or other. I'm too old to get through to them. They won't listen to me. Please, talk some sense into them.
Rest assured, Granny Zhuoshin. Whatever the situation is, the Traveler and I will take care of it.
Oh, thank goodness. It's Captain Beidou. You couldn't have come at a better time. You're the voice of reason I need in this situation.
Captain, please. Help me get justice.
Oh boy.
Whoa, hey. What exactly is going on here? Spit it out. Tell me everything.
It makes me mad just talking about it. G here, I don't know if he's got a screw loose or what his problem is. But anyway, he took it upon himself to raise, well, practically a whole army of finches, okay? And now guess what? They fly onto my land and completely destroy at least half of my crops.
Okay, yes, that seems to be a problem.
I asked him to pay compensation, but he refused. Now how is that fair?
Captain, I'm innocent. They're not even my finches. I just thought they looked kind of cute, you know, so I fed them a couple of times. They're wild birds, though.
A couple times? Are you kidding me? That's rich. Really rich. There were 2 of them when you first started. 2 finches. Now you have a whole roof full of finch nests. I swear, every time I come by your place, I think I'm at a bird market. I'm telling you, you are not gonna get away with this anymore.
So, yeah, I mean, they laid a few eggs, made a few nests, but finches gonna finch, you know. These are wild birds. I mean, they'll do whatever they please.
So that's how it is. I think I got the picture. What's your take?
It's been feeding them too much, and now they're destroying people's crops. I'm going with this one. He feeds the finches too much, so they, like, he's drawing them to the village.
Yeah, you have a point. Gee, let's say I'm interested in buying these finches off you.
Huh?
What would you say to that?
Buying huh?
Are you serious, Captain? Oh, that would be great. Honestly, with all this trouble they've been causing me lately, they've become a bit of a burden. So if you're happy to take them off my hands, that would be perfect.
But they're wild finches. How can you sell wild finches?
All right, deal. My only condition is you have to use some of the money to compensate Wenjing for her losses.
Oh, come on. But I never raised them, did I?
Well, you tell me. You took my deal, that means you admitted to being the owner, doesn't it? Otherwise, what gives you the right to sell them to me?
Captain Beidou's right. If you didn't raise them, what makes you think you can go taking her money for them, huh?
Well...
Got him.
Don't worry. My offer includes plenty left over for you after deducting the compensation. This way, you get something back for looking after them.
Okay, then. Okay. I'll pay the compensation.
I hope you 2 are very grateful indeed to Beidou. I dare say no one else will be quite so accommodating toward the people of our village.
Granny Zhuoshin, as you know, many of the boys from your fine village do sterling work for the Crux. The fleet wouldn't be what it is today without them, so please think nothing of it. Gee, Wenjing, I guess you're free to go.
Captain Beidou, you're here.
Pops Shing, it's been a long time. How've you been?
Don't get me started. I've been having some real trouble with that neighbor of mine, Jen. We keep having the same argument, and it just goes nowhere. I heard you were in the village, so I rushed over to seek your help.
What's the issue?
Oh, come with me. You'll see. Let's go find Jen and clear this whole thing up, face to face.
Captain Beidou, you're here.
I heard that you and Pops Shing had a little misunderstanding. So, what's up? Tell me about it.
Jen planted a tree on his property a few years back. I had no issue with it at the time. It's just a tree. But a few years on, it's grown taller than the roof of my house. Every morning when I get up and open the window, I just want to feel the sun on my face, but I'm greeted instead by the looming shadow of my neighbor's tree. It really affects my mood. I asked Jen to cut it down so I could get some sunlight back on my property. But he said no. It's like he's done this on purpose just to drive me crazy.
Captain Beidou, you gotta believe me. I didn't intend to block the sunlight, but there's nothing I can do about it now. It's not just any old tree, you see. That tree was planted there by my late father. Not long after he planted it, he passed away. And just before he passed, he left me with some parting words. He said our family's fortune was inauspicious and we needed something to suppress the bad luck. That's what he planted the tree for. How can I just chop it down? I'll be honest, I spent a few years studying in Liyue Harbor, so I don't actually share his superstitious beliefs. But still, that doesn't change the fact that this was my father's dying wish.
Okay, I think I'm all clear on the situation. What are you thinking?
I don't think it's fair for publishings.
I was thinking along the same lines as you. Look, Pops, I'm not trying to make excuses for Zhen, but just try putting yourself in his shoes for a moment. Zhen's desire to protect his tree isn't for money or because he wants to hurt anyone, or for the sake of any superstition. He just wants to honor his father's dying wish. Pops, you have kids too, right?
Yeah. When you put it like that.
Pops, if you can agree to it, I'll have a word with Granny Zhuoshin and see about getting you some money from the relief fund as compensation for having your sunlight blocked.
Okay, this just seems petty. Compensation for having your sunlight blocked. Just go. Tree shadows aren't that big, right? Just go where the tree isn't casting a shadow and get your sun.
As for the tree...
That sounds good to me. Whatever you think, Captain Beidou. The tree can stay. Some compensation would make me feel much better about the whole thing.
Thank you, Captain Beidou. And thank you for understanding Pop's Xing. I'll make sure to trim it back when I get home to let some more light through. It'll be such a relief not to have to worry about this anymore. On a separate note, I remember the Crux last visited the village not very long ago. Is there some special reason why you're back in person so soon?
Nothing all that special, just personal reasons. I'm looking for some treasure.
Huh? Treasure? Wait a second. That reminds me, I saw Chongping and Defu arguing in the fields earlier. It sounded like they were both trying to lay claim to some treasure. I don't know if it's related to the one you're looking for, but anyway, they're probably still there now.
Really? Okay, well, you and Pops Xing can go about your business now. I'll go see what the situation is.
That is a treasure chest, a very small
Beidou,
treasure chest.
You're just in time. Defu is being completely unreasonable.
What happened?
I'm not being unreasonable, Captain. I got Chongping to help me plow my land because it's the busy season. And then, what do you know? He plows up a treasure chest. Way I see it, it's my land, so the treasure belongs to me, right? I think it's a pretty clear-cut case.
That does make sense.
You say that, Defu. But what you're forgetting is that I came to help you plow your fields out of the goodness of my heart, and you haven't paid me a single mora. It was also my plowing that turned up this chest. However you cut it, surely I'm entitled to at least some of the treasure.
Does make... Wait, no, this is Liyue, the land of contracts. You didn't specify you wanted compensation in the first place.
The domestic drama just keeps coming today. What are your thoughts?
I'll able answer. I know a legal expert. I think she's better suited for handling this kind of stuff. I don't have your clout. You should be the one making the call.
Okay, I think I'm up to speed here. If you two really want to take this further, I can get a legal expert from Liyue Harbor to adjudicate. As for the costs, I'll cover them. What do you think? Neither of you seems thrilled about this course of action. Okay, so plan B. I'll be straight with you. The reason I came here today was to look for some treasure. Chances are it's hiding right there in the chest you're both fighting over. So, how about you two stop fighting over it and do me a favor by handing it to me? Of course, I'll be indebted to both of you. If either of you ever needs anything in the future, the Crux will not hesitate to lend you our support.
Captain, you're far too kind, really. Indebted? That won't be necessary. If you want this chest, you go ahead and take it.
Yep, totally agree. If only I'd known you were looking for this chest. You should have said something. I would have delivered it to you personally to save you the trip.
It seems like it's been quite a busy day for you, helping us settle all our little quarrels. Come on, let's go to the village. I'll rally the masses. We'll get some good food and good drink and have a good old get-together.
Don't worry about the chest. I'll carry it over.
Oh, come on. At least this doesn't require the whole next day shenanigans.
Mind be purged, world be saved.
What a fine day today has been. Beidou has solved an awful lot of problems in our village.
She sure has. Without Captain Beidou, that compensation payment would have bankrupted me. Yeah, and if it weren't for Captain Beidou, I'd still be arguing with Pops Xing.
Hear, hear! We have plenty to thank Captain Beidou for, I'm sure. I propose a toast in her honor.
To Captain Beidou. Cheers!
I couldn't ask for more than the chance to get everyone together and drink to our heart's content. Cheers!
After the lively celebration.
That really hit the spot. Want to get some air? The view in this place is pretty good. We can take a look through the contents of that chest while we're at it. Chongping placed it by the water wheel.
I'm sure you haven't had too much to drink.
Are you kidding? Beidou can handle her liquor. Come on, let's go. So, I've been thinking. Everyone seems to trust me enough to let me have the final word on their disputes. But don't you think some of my solutions can be a little stupid?
Huh?
You can laugh, I don't mind. Take Chongping and Dufu's wrangling over that chest, for instance. I had no clue who it should belong to, so I just came up with this stupid idea of taking it for myself. At least that way, neither of them would feel like it was unfair. But, I mean, I'm no Ningguang. I can't make a perfect deal every time. And I'm no Yanfei either. Not all my judgment calls are going to be 100% fair and square. I am Beidou, and my strength is in trading favors.
So the captain of the Crux just hands out favors.
You think I should be more selective? Some people think their favors are so valuable that they need to plan out how and when to use them to maximize the return on their investment. They view the favor as a bargaining chip. Others see doing favors as a burden, not worth anything in monetary terms and prone to getting you locked in a cycle of constantly returning the favor back and forth. But the way I see it, favors are what keep people connected to one another. Over thousands of years, the people of Liyue have created bonds between each other by doing someone a favor here and asking for a favor there. This means that no individual is truly on their own out there. When someone falls down, there's an invisible net made of human connections, waiting to catch them and get them back on their feet. Over the years, I've come to owe favors to a great many people, and many other people have come to owe me one. These are the countless bonds between us, like so many fish in the sea. And they're the reason that the Crux and I have survived the countless hardships we faced. I believe that if there ever comes a day when the world is overrun by monsters, Liyue's legal system collapses and the land is thrust back into an age of war, it's these bonds that will see us all through the dark days ahead, until we come out on the other side.
So the reason you asked for my help with finding the treasure chest today was... Huh?
I'm not saying that. But either way, we have a pretty firm bond between us already, don't you think? Was this wind brewed in a winery? It's making me lightheaded. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something we were literally just talking about.
You did mention that treasure chest.
Yeah, the chest! Oh, I got so immersed in our conversation that I forgot all about the main event. Come on, let's open it up and see what's inside. Oh, that's it? A whole lot of nothing? It's not exactly what I was looking for, but you know what? I don't care. The fun part was going on a treasure hunt with you. Come on, let's get back to the party. Tonight, we go big before we go home.
Alright, and that's all the hangouts. Ah, I did get enough for another wish. Now that we finished all the hangouts, just do some wishing. See if we get anything. I know we're definitely getting a 4-star, and we might also be blessed with. Oh, that's a 4-star. Blessed with a 5-star and C5 Yanfei. Take that. And we get another wish too. Oh, another 4-star. Another rust. Interesting. Last one for now. Alright. Let's see, that was a good 7. Was it 6? Yeah, 6. Just inching closer to 5-star pity, so.
A blade embraces its duty.
Good enough.
As a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Should I ever need to use rest again? And hopefully I can get another Yanfei. Just finish that out, get it up as strong as she can be. See. Could fight the mechanical ray once more, but God Squad's already started up. So I'll go ahead and stream and raid them. Well, raid them from the Twitch side of things. So, I want things off on YouTube. And I raid God Squad from Twitch. So, those who joined on YouTube, thanks for hanging out. The Lord be with you, and I shall return anon. Okay, also before I end, just remembered, I am trying to monetize on YouTube, so any subscriptions will be helpful. Okay, don't know what else to say after that, so clicking buttons there.